Here is the Bitcoin chart, and I wanted to do a contrarian view, share my contrarian view here on the prices of Bitcoin. So Bitcoin has just come up and has touched the all-time high, 3 days ago or so, and then a couple of days ago it made a sharp dip back to the EMA 21 on the daily, and then has gone right back up, and this time actually has crossed the all-time high. So I think it has made a new all-time high, uh, just barely breaking it. And the market is very bullish. The sentiment is very bullish, and people are expecting higher prices. However, I think that I did have a contrarian view that I wanted to share, and for the prices that it might actually come down lower. Let's look at the ADI and DX first before I go to my main argument. I do use this indicator quite often. I think it's very helpful. As you can see, I keep it very clean. I barely use a few indicators that help me. And the ADI and DX, as you can see, the green line and the red line, they're very close to each other, which which basically means that when the green is on top of the red, the prices usually go higher. And then when the red is on top, then the prices go lower. And then this is the yellow is the momentum, which is pretty strong. So when it comes down, it'll so we have a strong momentum on either ways the prices go. That depends on the green and the red line. But since they're very close together, even though uh, bullish, the green is on top. However, since they are so close, not far, it's has there's chances of it to flip. So the once the red comes over, then the prices usually come down. But more importantly, I did want to let me take you to weekly chart here, and this is what it's making me think that there is a strong chance that prices will be coming down in this next month sometime, or much sooner than that, maybe in the coming weeks. So this is area right here. It's such a significant area in the Bitcoin, especially in Bitcoin history in the past 3 4 years. This is the 12 to 13,000 area. And why I say that is that if you look at the Bitcoin chart in the past 4 years, Bitcoin has worked as a resistance, keeping the prices down here. As you can see here, and after the Facebook news in 2019, this is when Bitcoin made this huge rally, and VIX went through it. But Bitcoin has hardly spent any time above this area, so it's less back in the 2017 bull run, maybe barely in a month where the prices were here. So, keeping that in mind, with the current bullish sentiment, obviously there's a huge buying, PayPal news, etc., and the prices just ripped through this finally after it being years of resistance. I think that this still should be respect should be shown to this area here, even though that we want to accept it as a support. It must be a support. Obviously, if Bitcoin has to continue on a bull cycle, which a lot of people are hoping next year. But I think that this is even though Bitcoin prices can continue to move, but at least enough it this area asks for just enough respect as to test it for one last time, since it was such a significant area in the Bitcoin past 4 years history. So I think that also coincidentally the EMA 21, the most important moving average in Bitcoin, it also happens to be right here, and actually has passed, crossed up, and is passing this area, so which makes me doubt myself a little bit because if it continues higher, it can come down later on and test this EMA 21 on the weekly, and might not do it this time. But since this being very close to this area, the very significant area that I just mentioned, if it comes down here and VIX go through, it'll actually will touch the 13,000 range, 12,000 range, the very important range, of which I just explained why. And by doing this, it will be actually so healthy for Bitcoin if it does do that, and it would probably just go back higher even much faster if it does come down to uh, this vicinity or the EMA 21 on the weekly. However, this is obviously not a financial advice, and you should trade on your own risk. And I cannot be sure about my opinion, but this is what I am leaning towards right now, and I feel like it is more likely for Bitcoin to ch- uh, do this, just like test this one last time. But as if you have been in this market, you know that things are very unpredictable. So I will leave it at that, and feel if you do are watching this, do let me know what your thoughts are.